Good morning, everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about Operation Open Eyes, and I'm going to read about it and very informative about Manchurian candidates and how back in the day they used to choose Manchurian candidates and how they programmed them. It's quick to the point, and first I'm going to read 2 Corinthians 6, and I'm going to start at verse 3 and go through 10. We put no stumbling block in anyone's path so that our ministry will not be discredited. Rather, as servants of God, we commend ourselves in every way, in great endurance, in troubles, hardships, and distresses, in beatings, imprisonments, and riots, and hard work, sleepless nights, and hunger, in purity, understanding, patience, kindness, in the Holy Spirit, and in sincere love, in truthful speech, in the power of God, with weapons of righteousness in the right hand and in the left, through glory and dishonor, bad report, good report, genuine yet regarded as impostors, known yet regarded as unknown, dying and yet we live on, beaten and yet not killed, sorrowful yet always rejoicing, poor yet making many rich, having nothing yet possessing everything. We have spoken free to you. You are. Anyway, that was the rest of us talking to the Corinthians, which that was a letter to the Corinthians. But I can relate to the stuff they went through and what they're enduring. And I know a lot of y'all Christians can too. I don't like Christians, followers of Christ. I'm not saying that Christian thing is bad. I just don't use it. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Okay. This is from the book Operation Mind Control by Jim Keith, Engineering Human Consciousness. And this is chapter 8, Estabrooks and the Manchurian Candidate. A similar mind control project is detailed by a former member of Navy intelligence and CIA who was the head of the SEAL team. In a working outline of a U.S. intelligence mind control program, he talks of Project Open Eyes, in which a clear eyes refers to a mind control subject. This segment is dedicated to Operation Open Eyes. A preset group of our people canvassed the country hospitals. This is a whistleblower talking, a Navy intelligence and CIA who was the head of a SEAL team. He said this segment is dedicated to Operation Open Eyes. A preset group of our people canvassed the country hospitals, immigration centers in order to find viable candidates for the above named operation. We locate the targeted individuals and who have no close family or real good friends. They are then put under heavy stage 1 hypnosis, where a clear and definitive pattern of their usefulness is determined by our shrinks and field officers. If the candidate possesses a relatively high IQ, he will be filed in a category called the file. If the tested applicant has more than 120 IQ, he'll be serviced by a trigger word or number while under level 1 hypnosis. We then systematically do a background search and create a file for future reference. If there's no relatives to speak of, the subject will be moved to a location of our choice where further tests for vulnerability are conducted. He's then brought to our level 2 hypnosis where diverse small orders and specific instructions are written into his personality. If subject upon release shows that he's retained instructions and carries out small and unimportant work duties assigned under level 2 hypnosis, he will receive a recall service notice by a person we have introduced him to. The next step is level 3 hypnosis, where he will become an overwrite upon his own personality. He or she will be told everything that the subject does for his friends is okay, even though it may be very, very against the laws of the land. He will believe that he's capable of fulfilling all their commands or our commands and will be again discharged to live his normal life. All operatives have to go through this 3 levels before any of us are fielded. The higher IQ of a given subject, the further the programming goes. If the IQ is high enough, we will bring the subject to the farm or one of our numerous facilities throughout the U.S. and Canada. Dallas Doctors Hospital is one of our main centers. There we will put the subject in a level 4 hypnosis where he does no longer differentiate between right or wrong. We do this at the medical facility at Farm, one of our contract hospitals. If he has to perform a particularly suicidal or important assignment, we do our job at Stony Mountain facilities. At level 4, diverse programs can be overwritten into the brain. Any command is accepted at this level. At that level, you can give the test subject a complete personality, history, and make him or her believe anything the program requires for the accomplishment of any desired project. He is then given a new life in a new state and town, driver's license, car, bank account, passport, credit cards, birth certificate, and all the small things, such as photos of his family that don't really exist. Subject can patient one and the same, now has an agenda that he believes is his own and is prepared for level 5 hypnosis. At this stage, very carefully, a code word or sequence of numbers or a voice imprint is etched into his brain that is commonly known, referred to as trigger, that will activate the subject to his action. That could be like a certain whistle noise, a clap, a certain amount of claps, something that will turn him into a Manchurian candidate on that command. He then lives a very normal, useful life until the subject is required to perform the programs implanted, written into level 4 hypnosis at the point of activating the trigger. Subject is beyond recall. That's why a level 5 person can only be approached after his or her operation. There's no actual recall in the subject's subconscious programming of any hypnosis. If an act of violence has been perpetrated, the subject will not be able to associate with the deed. Only shrinks trained in this particular form of submental behavior will find any tracks leading to post-level 1 or 2 mind control. I have personally witnessed level 5, 1 through 5 programming and was myself a subject of level 3 programming. The person saying this did. Due to the fact the subject has such a high IQ, preferably about 130 to 140, subject is very quick to learn anything fed to him or her. All major patriot groups, normal workers, and workers in big government contract corporations have at least one or more sleepers attached to them. Project Clear Eyes is always a violent group or commune in any given community. The Oklahoma City incident was a clear-cut case of Project Clear Eyes. Tom Valentine's group is the trigger mechanism for Open Eyes. Waco was an Open Eyes group that had a specific job to perform. Randy Weaver was a control subject that ended out of control. Robert Hunt is a sleeper that was put on hold. At some not too distant date, you will see Bob Hunt performing his true and final role. Now it must be clear to you the various levels used by intelligent community to get their job done. Remember Jonestown? It was one of ours that went sour because a Clear Eyes was in the group. When he began firing on the runway, it all self-destructed. The man, Congressman Leo Ryan, who was killed, knew it was a government operation. Clear Eyes was accidentally through a one sequence activated. There was no way to stop the killings. They were all programmed to at least level 3 to cultists themselves. There were only 3 deaths attributable to cyanide. The rest died of gunfire. Now you know a little bit about our line of work. I'm glad I'm out of it. And that's from and it said right here that came from detailed by a former member of Navy intelligence CIA who was the head of a SEAL team. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed that information. Very interesting information. And I hate the word enjoy because it's not enjoying. It makes you sick. But it's good to kind of get some understanding of where this program started, and where all this stuff had, how they first started doing it. I'm sure they probably still follow some of the same protocol, but when times change, so do, strategies and ways of doing things. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing all right. God bless all targeted individuals. I ask God that will watch over each and every one of us.